Well, how about this for a hot topic? So, married,
Yep.
joint accounts,
Okay.
separate accounts.
Yeah. I just got back from Vegas
Oh, that's right.
on Monday. Yeah, so I
Was
missed
the weather now? I know for a lot of people in Michigan, when they travel, especially in
Yeah.
winter, it ends up being colder
Yeah.
sometimes in their destination than
Yeah.
here in Michigan because we just had a heat wave. So I guess how was
It
Vegas?
was great. It ranged between, I'd say, probably low 50s and low 70s.
Did you bring shorts?
I did bring shorts. I never wore shorts.
Okay.
But we had a great time. Flew into Vegas, drove to Utah, spent some time with. I brought both boys, even though it was just Sam had a tournament out there. We took like a dune buggy out into Zion National Park, which was
Oh, that'd be so much
a
fun.
ton of fun. And we hiked much more than I had intended or expected. I was so busy leading up to the trip that I was like, I booked this tour, but really didn't read the details of it and didn't realize that we would be hiking up like basically like what came out to be similar to like the Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Wow.
So it was a pretty rigorous hike, but we saw some beautiful landscapes, and we could see the backside of Bryce National Park, and went to some slot canyons and all the red rock, and it was cool.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, that
And lots of sunshine.
yes,
which
that's what any
was-
Michigander needs.
Yes, we
The
had
vitamin D.
every day. We had sunshine. We stayed at a resort in Henderson, Nevada,
Okay.
about 30 minutes outside of town. Gorgeous golf course there, Reflection Bay, it's called.
Just
I
some
didn't
golf
play there.
balls?
I didn't play. It's funny though. I had texted it to Drew, who we work with, to Drew and Tyler. And you know, I'm a big Arsenal fan, and Arsenal had just
Sure.
tied a big match.
Okay.
And he wrote back to me. I shot him a picture of the view of the course because they're both big golfers, right? He wrote back Reflection Bay ? And I thought he was like, "Oh, are you reflecting on that draw or that tie
Sure,
that you just
sure,
had?"
yeah.
And I was like, "Ah, ha, ha." And then realized the following day as I was pulling in to the resort, it said Reflection Bay, and that's
Oh.
actually called Reflection
Wow.
Bay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Great memory on his behalf.
Yeah.
Jeez.
yeah.
Well,
What about you?
hard to go follow up on that.
Yeah. Well.
I think been playing a little Bob the Builder around our house. So doing some sporadic updates, attempting to replace some trim board in my bathroom, one of the
Okay.
bathrooms in our house. And
Yeah.
so going pretty well, for better or worse. It's not that the product didn't turn out well. I just think it's all good learning, right?
Okay.
All good learning.
So you're a bit of a handyman.
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
I need
No.
a handyman at the building. Because the littlest things happen
Yeah,
at the building. Now that we lost our property manager,
Sure. Mhm.
it's the tiniest things become bigger issues. So
Sure.
I'm kind of learning. Like I was
I mean,
banging
YouTube-
on the door a couple
Okay,
weeks ago.
yeah.
Remember when the door
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah.
wasn't working? Yeah.
I mean, I can YouTube things. I can go put things up. Like
Yeah.
I think I put up maybe 5 or 6 blinds around our house that are new, and so I can
Okay.
do that pretty well.
Yeah.
Changing light bulbs can do that pretty well.
Okay. Yeah. Impressive.
But doing a little bit of that, and then this precludes our discussion later. But I'm finally getting around to finishing the Yellowstone. So the original universe, season 5, as you know or may not know, was split up in 2 sections.
okay. I didn't
Because
know.
of the falling out. No, I think it was the falling out because.
Kevin Costner.
Yes, I'm thinking
Yeah.
of Dutton, of course,
Yeah.
the surname in the show. But he, of course, left the show.
Right.
Spoiler, I guess.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. But in the second part, finishing up those 6 episodes. And so that's been a lot of
Okay.
fun.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. No, it's a great show. Love Kevin Costner. Dances
Such a
with
great
Wolves,
actor.
One of the best movies of all time.
A Western icon. I
Yeah.
sincerely wish.
By the way, what happened with that episode 2 of his Western?
I don't think it's come out, but unfortunately, the first episode. So I knew they had the first 2 teed up.
Yeah.
And so I believe the second might have already been finished or maybe done editing. But
Yeah.
the first one did not do well.
Yeah. Remind me of the name. Do you recall?
I cannot remember the name, but
It was really good. I liked it.
I think what threw a lot of people off was this is supposed to be a 4-part saga.
Right.
And so I think so many of us are wired to the
Yeah.
dopamine hit as, all right, next episode.
Right.
And
Sure.
there's a long, I mean, this is going back now. You got to transport yourself back. What? Netflix has been around since the early 2000s, but streaming took off maybe 2012, 13. So got to transport yourself back 15? Yeah, 15, 16 years. And maybe kind of remind ourselves how movies and TV shows used to be.
Well, and particularly in a movie like that that's broken out into 3 or 4 parts. I liked the movie. I think we're also used to seeing an ending, right?
Sure.
There was a lot of, well, because there's going to be another movie or 2 or 3 or whatever. There was a lot of loose ends, which felt unfinished, and it was unfinished because there's more to come. But I liked it. I recall really enjoying it.
I hope that maybe this year sometime.
Yeah.
Second part gets released. I'm not sure. I'm a big Kevin Costner fan.
Yeah. So Kevin, if you're listening or watching,
if you're tuning into Mitten Money, please. Even a special viewing per se.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fellow Kevin. Yeah. So
a fellow Kevin.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. I wish I would have thought a little bit more clear though about a nice, maybe a trendy way to go transpire this in today's conversation, perhaps.
Yeah.
But
right.
I guess since
what's the segue?
Well, I guess the two of you both share Kevin.
Yeah.
It's all about sharing finances.
Yeah.
Not that you two would share finances, but at least you would two share a
I would
name.
love to share finance. Can we please share finances, Kevin Costner? Hey, that would be fantastic. I feel like I'd be getting the better end of the deal. But who knows? Who knows? Right?
Who knows? Yeah. But irregardless, today talking about, as you can imagine, sharing finances and how that relates so much to our everyday decisions, personal finance, and hear our own little thoughts about it. So.
Yeah, so where I wanted to start this was just by asking you, what was your relationship with money as a kid?
Oh gosh, always a penny pincher. And so there would of course be things that we were expected to go do around the house, like weekly, thinking activities. That's not really the right word, but I think chores would be the better word, right? Cleaning up trash, making sure trash is out towards the curb, cleaning up things, and of course, good way to earn some money to go save up towards things. And so I think my big pivotal moment was maybe it was 6th or 7th grade. Like I think I saved money.
7.
Could never get away from that.
I had to do it.
And at the 7th minute in the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the 6th to 7th minute. But I think it was 6th grade. The Nintendo DS is coming out. Yeah. And I think, honest to God, I think I probably saved up money for, I'm not going to say 6, 7. I saved up money for a large portion of the year.
Yeah.
I remember saving up the money, going to Best Buy and actually using the money I built up to actually go pay for the Nintendo DS at the time. And so that was my real first big thing with it, being able to, even having a longer term time frame to go save up, you know, how long to eventually get the reward of playing it. And ironically enough, I still have the same thing.
Yeah.
I was cleaning out part of my base. I'm like, check this out. Turn out, still works.
Wow.
20 years later. Who knew?
Might be worth a fortune too. Who knows?
Hope not.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say hope not. Maybe so. I don't know.
Yeah. Put it on eBay and see what happens. Yeah. I asked that question because I think, the way that you're raised with money, or the way you respect or maybe don't respect money, really carries into your adulthood, right?
So much.
Like I know for me, like with my parents, my mom didn't work. Again, I'm a bit older than you, but at least she didn't work until I was about 12 years old. But she kind of managed the money, and we were never, I wouldn't say we weren't rich by any stretch of the imagination, but I never felt any tension around money in the house, which was good. Like I never felt like, oh no, what are we going to do kind of thing. But I think a lot of people, probably a large percentage of people, do experience some kind of trauma as it relates.
Oh, sure. And it stays with you for a long time.
Money. Yeah. Well, I think it carries throughout your entire lifetime. When you think about the silent generation and the boomers, right? And how they're known differently from characteristics.
Sure.
My parents were at the tail end of the silent generation, so they're kind of in between both. But we had they weren't terrific savers, I guess I wouldn't say. But there was also not much tension around money. Whereas, one of the characteristics that boomers are known for is being maybe a bit more spendy.
Sure.
And so I think the way that you're raised with it ultimately carries on through your adulthood, right? And I think that plays a role in, when you're getting married or finding your partner, whatever it may be, in understanding one another, is in understanding their background, right? And I guess where I'm going is, communicating, right? We talk about
course.
therapy, couples therapy. You got to communicate, talk about what your emotions, what's
You probably
making
feel
you
like
happy,
a
you're
part-time
sad.
therapist at points.
I absolutely do. Yeah, and it's funny you mention it because I guess I'd say for many clients, I wouldn't say all, but maybe 70% or more, it does often feel like the first step is actually taking a step back and making sure that the couple is on the same page as far as finances are concerned.
Sure.
And sometimes it's interesting going through financial planning, you discover that, they don't really know what's happening in each other's world financially. And so that right there can be an immediate hurdle, or they might see things very differently financially. If I might ask one individual, what does retirement look like to you? And they paint a picture of spending time in Florida and in the ocean on a boat, whatever it may be. And then I ask the other partner, and they're traveling through Europe, and suddenly it's okay. Well, wait a minute.
There's a disconnect right there.
How do we
you
plan for
get
both
the
of these things, or
impasse?
is there something in
Compromise.
between where, hey, maybe you can retire in Italy and one partner can spend time in the Mediterranean and the other can tour Europe, whatnot. Of
course.
But I think communication is a big piece. And I'd even say, like, as you're getting involved with someone, just having an open conversation about, kind of like I asked you, what was your relationship like with money growing up? Because I think how you're raised with it there are books written about this, right? It will ultimately play an important role in your adulthood.
Yeah, and I think too, there's also probably some subliminal things that you could do on a day-to-day basis that you might not like really put much thought or emphasis behind, but can make for some very quick corrections. Like I imagine there's the everyday example of, oh well, it's just my ritual I get up, I get ready for work, I go to Starbucks, I come back home. But many people are like, okay, well, maybe it's so ingrained in someone's psyche that they're going to go get that. Well, that Starbucks costs how much per week?
Yeah.
$30-$35 a week?
Yeah.
52 weeks a year?
Right.
Maybe, I'm not saying go downgrade to the Folgers necessarily, but maybe thinking about this a little differently.
Well, because to your point too, right? There could be certain triggers for people. And sometimes it is that simple that one part of the relationship may look at that and say, hey, that's $5. That's $5-$6 a day, right? We multiply that. It's a couple $100 a month. We could be saving that couple $100 a month into your IRA.
Sure.
Or into your 401k, or we could be saving that money into a vacation fund, right? And next thing you know, you take, let's call it $200 a month, and you spread it across the year, you got $2,400, right? It's a lot of money. That wouldn't pay maybe for an extravagant vacation, but in a couple of years, $5,000 would pay for a pretty nice
it compounds
European
over
vacation.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, I even find myself sometimes as I'm leaving the big grocery store, I'm tempted to go buy like those little 20, I shouldn't say little, the 20 ounce like sodas.
Oh yeah.
And then I think to myself, well, if I'm really going to want one, instead of buying it here, why not I just buy like the 1 liter versus a 20 ouncer for half the price, walk back through the store. But of course, they're preying on the convenience factor.
Oh yeah.
It being cold, it's right there.
Yep.
And so I think, I think some habits, of course, when you're thinking about something nitpicky like that, like maybe I should be aware, maybe I shouldn't be aware of the cost difference of $1 or $2. But I think some of it can definitely be healthy, just being aware of what you're spending your money on versus I just get my credit card, say I'm like, this was a bad month. Let's do better.
It's the nickels and dimes that kill you on your budget, right?
Yeah.
And you can plan for, or you do plan for the electric bill, for the mortgage, for the insurance,
maintenance around the house.
Those things, like, they're coming. It's that $5 daily trip to Starbucks that maybe you didn't put in the budget, but it adds up to, if it's a couple $100 a month, that takes a big bite out of your budget. Now, I'll play devil's advocate because against my own argument, right? Because for some people, that $5 or $6 spend every morning,
it's a sweet treat.
It's like what they have to do in order to get going. So there has to be some cooperation.
There's give and take. Yeah, of course.
And there has to be understanding by both sides that you might not understand why this is important to me, but it is ultimately important to me.
Yeah, like for myself, if I'm going to a fast food, or if I'm like going to the drive-thru, going to fast food, maybe I'm not going to go to Pop, but every single time I go to Taco Bell, Baja Blast.
Okay.
I don't care if it's a little above priced, 330,
Gotcha.
350, always going to get it.
So this is crazy, and my family will love it when
Mm-hmm.
hopefully they listen in on this. Do you have any money triggers, like anything that's like gets you upset, like a certain spend maybe, and you're like, wow, like that we shouldn't have done that?
That's a tough one.
Okay,
I'm not really sure, but I think you might have one teed up.
I do. I'm
Okay.
teeing one up because you mentioned
Yeah.
Baja Blast.
Okay.
So one thing that gets me, it's soft drinks. Right?
Okay.
Like when
Yeah,
you go to if you're going through Taco Bell or McDonald's,
not
whatever
$1.
it is.
Yeah.
I mean they're the highest margin product that they sell.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I know that because coming up through college when I worked in restaurants, and it might cost them a nickel for that Baja Blast, but you're paying
Don't tell me
$3.50
that.
or $4 or something for it, right? So yeah, anytime my kids ask, I'm always trying to just get them to just wait till we get home. We got water, you'll be fine. And it's not that we can't afford the $4 soda. It's a trigger for me. It's like an annoyance to me.
I think the thing that I get worked up about is if I leave a room and I forget to shut the light off.
Oh, okay.
That
yeah.
irritates the crap out of me. Like if let's just go pretend like I'm in a rush. I'm going here. And then like maybe a couple hours to maybe I'm downstairs doing some stuff. I come back upstairs. I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Because at that point, like I'm lighting, this could seem very superficial for how cheap or inexpensive that might be. I've never done the analysis, but I just get so worked up because to your point, it's just a little of a money annoyance.
So there's a money trigger, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And I find myself going through the house, shutting off lights. Even when sometimes I won't realize someone's in the room and I'll be like, bang. I mean, I probably do it once a week. And they're like, hey, and I have to turn around and turn the light back on because I just figured that somebody was,
no one's on.
not respecting
no one's
the
here.
electric bill, right? So yeah, those are little, I think everybody probably has little triggers that some people may find funny, but they're triggers nonetheless, and we got to be aware of them and communicate
absolutely.
about them, right?
Well, how about this for a hot topic? So married,
Yep.
joint accounts,
Okay.
separate accounts.
Yeah.
Some work for some, others not so much.
So I would say all of the above,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I think you can have yours, mine, and ours, right? And for me at least, and when people ask and I advise them, that's what I suggest because I think you have to have we work hard, so you need to have a reward. I don't, even if it's $50 a week or something, right? And it could be much more than that, but I'm just saying there has to be some reward where you can go out and get something that you want without having to ask permission or something like that, right? So for Jody and I, she has her account, I have my account. We each get a particular amount of money every couple of weeks, and you do whatever you want with those funds. You can save it, you can spend it, no questions asked. And then in the middle, you've got the hours account where basically all of our money goes into the hours, and then goes out from there to the spending account. So how about yourself?
We just have the one big account.
Okay. Wow.
And so everything goes into the one big account, goes for the ongoing house maintenance, bills, other stuff like that. Let's see. I mean, I still have it's more redundancy, not in a bad way more than anything else, but there is a separate account where my stuff originally originated from, but that's more or less if we ever have any issues with, with our current account, but within that account, there might be, there's probably less than $100 in that account.
Okay. So you don't keep any like side accounts, like
no, I mean everything's in the same account. It's worked well for us, I guess. When we got married, it was well, which credit union should we go to?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting how different families or different couples manage that differently. Because for us, I do keep a little side account because you do know there's going to be big expenses that come up, and I want to make sure that we've got some money set aside so it's
emergency
not a
fund.
surprise that you're like, oh, because the reality is if the money's in the account, it might get spent. I'm not saying it will, but it might. I'm curious if you have just the one account and let's say, I don't know, is there a number, like a purchase number that you're like, hey, above this number, we got to talk about it.
So to go clarify the other statement, we do have like the main checking account, but then we have the emergency fund, a separate account that we both have access to.
Gotcha.
We both have the mobile app. We both can go take a look at anything. I mean, I think maybe anything over 100, 150 or 200, we generally kind of be like, hey, as a heads up, this is going here, this is going there. I mean, for Rose, for her account, I mean, or just in general, she's got the Prime account, so pretty much anything I'm having to go ask her for stuff. And so,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, I feel like if I have to ask her if it's okay, not that, I mean, I feel confident that she'd say yes, but if I think it's like a little bit silly or borderline, like if I need some, maybe it's telltale side, maybe I don't need that.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. Yeah.
I think it's a good guardrail for myself because sometimes I can be a little impulse with buys. Like if I see some cool ads on Instagram, you know, maybe it's a new pair of athletic leisure pants, you know, maybe some new denim.
A new like pitching wedge.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Well, not only that, but I think you know that I love using the hybrids.
Oh yeah, you do.
I'm a big hybrid guy, right? Yeah. I think if I'm going to play a round of golf, I think I could do reasonably well. Now, asterisk, you know, within my own handicap.
Sure. Yeah.
Still trying to go get better, but I think I can use my driver, the 8 hybrid, and my putter and be completely fine.
Yeah.
That's a sidebar, though.
Okay. Yeah, I think to your point, if you're buying something that only benefits you, it's probably something you want to chat about, right?
If
it's a $200 golf club, you're like, how is this benefiting the household? Well, it's not. So I should probably just
but if it's
make sure we're...
Yeah, but if it's going to be like a new air fryer...
Right.
Of course.
There you go.
Yeah.
All in. Don't ask questions.
Love air fryers.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, they're great. Backing up a little bit, because something I do want to make sure that we express to listeners, viewers,
of course,
is getting back to that financial therapy topic. Because I think it's important that people understand that it's normal that couples have money troubles. Right.
Oh, super common.
It's extremely normal. Like I think if there's a couple reasons, or maybe a few different reasons that couples argue, and money would be either number one or number two, likely.
I couldn't agree more.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's totally common. People shouldn't feel alone in that. They should understand that it's common to
not one size that fits all.
Right. It's common to many couples, not most.
What I love is that you led with what is your earliest money memory, and that is going to have such a big ingrainment in you. And because of where that could be, you could imagine if two people were to be in a relationship or be married, or they're wanting to commingle their lives in any which way.
Yeah.
And they eventually get to that, checking, savings, single, double. I mean, it could work any which ways, but it's going to be completely different. I mean, it's probably pretty rare that two people line up perfectly.
Oh yeah, it's very unlikely, right? And they're like I said, I think on multiple occasions, their money characteristics where they come from a place of maybe trauma. Yeah, in many cases, right? Where there was a household where they had, mom and dad had difficulty making ends meet, and there were arguments. So there's trauma wrapped around that.
A ton of trauma.
I guess I just want to say, and I've thought about this often. I've actually researched it. There is a certified financial therapist.
I've seen that. Yeah,
it's something that I'm very interested in. At some point, I think I'll go ahead and get that designation. But therapy is great for a lot of different reasons, and definitely for financial needs in many cases. So don't be afraid to seek out somebody that you can share your thoughts with and get some therapy from.
Or go chat with Kevin.
Yeah, come on,
myself.
Talk with, and if you learn to do anything in 25 years being in this business, you learn to listen to people.
Of course.
I'm careful maybe about what I advise because, of course, I'm not a therapist. But I do think over time, I'll say this, like in meetings, it's quite common that there are tears in meetings, that there's laughter, right? There's a lot of emotion.
There's a lot of emotion
tied into finances. So a lot comes out during whether it's client reviews or financial planning sessions. A lot of emotions are involved.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, I think I initially teased it up or kind of teed it up a little bit what I've been watching lately. So Yellowstone. Season 5, part 2, part 1. I don't know if technically there's a part 2 or not, but that is what I've been watching. I'm still trying to go find out what that next TV show is for me. But that being said,
I've got it. It's a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
What?
Have you watched it?
Is
you
that
watched House of Dragons or?
Oh,
Game
it's
of
within that
Thrones?
universe. Okay. Much to your disappointment.
Yeah.
And to the disappointment amongst my coworkers in the Riverside Suite in Midland. I sound very bad. It's much to, so they kept encouraging me, gotta watch this, gotta watch this, gotta watch this.
Yeah.
I watched the first 45 minutes of the first episode and it just wasn't clicking.
Of a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms?
No. Of
Game of Thrones.
That's it.
Okay, gotcha.
But I've had heard great things, and I saw last week not last week, yesterday that the last episode that I just played or just aired was one of the highest rated TV episodes ever.
Wow. So it is fantastic. And it starts out a little campy, kind of a lot more humorous, very different feel than House of Dragons or Game of Thrones would have. But the arc is really great. I mean, they really build the characters quite well. There's a lot of surprises, as Game of Thrones would have. But yeah, thus far, super great story. Really well written, well told. George R. Martin is involved, I know, in that. And it takes place in between the two shows.
So let me ask you this. For people who are wondering, especially myself, who might be interested, can you watch it without any other knowledge of the universe other than a general liking of it?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. You don't have to have any... I mean, there are little bits and pieces that would be... I don't even know if I'd call them helpful. Knowledge that would be like, oh, that's that person, 100 years sooner, or that's their grandchild or something of that nature, right? But none of that really matters in the scope of the story. Yeah.
Might be on my watch list.
So I would definitely encourage you to check it out. I do have one other thing when we're talking about viewing, because obviously the Olympics are on right now.
Sure.
Have you been watching a lot? And if so, what's been your favorite sport to observe?
I think not too much, unfortunately, but I did see some highlights, and I think it really opened my own eyes up because, of course, I think a lot of people are more akin to, hey, these are the Summer Olympics. You got track and field.
Yeah.
You have baseball. Is golf? I think golf.
Yeah, I think it is
at one point. Yeah. But anyway, went out over the winter. Like, I'm assuming, okay, yeah, you got your ice hockey.
Yeah.
Okay. You got your figure skating. But then I was scrolling through, through the coverage.
Yeah.
And there's like some crazy downhill skiing going on. Like downhill skiing over hills and obstacles. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then I saw like a dog or a cat got on one
of the... I didn't see that.
Now, okay, I will say, maybe it was AI generated.
Okay. You can get fooled easily.
Yeah, or maybe it was real. I just, it was one of the highlights, and like that was kind of interesting, but I never knew.
Yeah.
And so deeply respect the people who do it, but
yeah. I love the Winter Olympics. You mentioned downhill. Downhill skiing is probably my favorite event to watch. I mean, these guys are going over 90 miles an hour and then hitting a jump and flying through the air 175 feet.
Good Lord.
Right. Down the most treacherous downhill run that really many folks have said is the most difficult downhill course that they've ever had in an Olympics. So, but there's a lot of cool sports. I just wish I had a better idea of like when things were going to be on television, because I feel like you just turn it on and then it's not always the most interesting.
There's a lot of heats and waves.
At least sport. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So.
I think one of the world's largest snowmaking machines is actually headquartered here in Midland, isn't it?
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Snowmakers?
Yep. Snowmakers. Yeah. The Vanderkellen family. Yeah. Great family. And they have some really unique products. One of the things that, in fact, I talked with them about this year is there's a new, I'm going to call it a tarp. I'm sure I'm going to explain this really poorly. But basically they put, they're talking today, or they are today, putting like a gigantic tarp over, let's call it primary runs on like a mountain in Colorado, right? And they can preserve the snow on that run over the summer so that run can reopen on time in the fall or early winter.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. I wish I knew more. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out and I can get you some more details. But I just thought it was really unique.
The science behind that too.
Yeah.
And then you just go think about, too, the viability for a lot of those local communities and areas that really heavily depend upon.
Sure.
And are just so dependent upon the weather. Because let's face it, before this winter, last couple of years in Michigan, it's been, we've had good winters, but they've been very, very on and off.
Yeah, very sporadic. And you look out west this year, Colorado.
Oh, snowfall's way down.
They're getting no snow, barely any snowfall. Utah's doing really poorly. So, yeah, there's big business there, and they have to figure out. And there's a lot, tens of thousands of service jobs out there.
So many people tied to it.
So, yeah, interesting stuff.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening to another great episode of Mitten Money. Until next time.